Turning now to your community focus, we've been introducing you to the candidates for Lieutenant Governor of Rhode Island, and today we're joined by Republican Paul Pence. Paul, thanks so much for being here.
Thrilled to be here.
So 60 seconds or less, why do you want to be the state's next Lieutenant Governor?
Well, I was an Army brat. I've lived everywhere, and one of the things Army brats crave more than anything else is home. And Rhode Island gave me home. But I'm also an engineer, and engineers are compelled to fix things. And in Rhode Island, there's just so many things to fix. We've got schools that are failing. We've got a business environment that just is not even friendly to businesses, where we have to bribe businesses to come in. And those are things that need fixing. Just the list is unending, like the wait at the registry in order to get in, the horrors that happen because we don't manage our DCYF properly. Just one thing after another after another. And the job of Lieutenant Governor is the perfect job for somebody like me who has worked as a facilitator, as a coach, making systems work better. And I can use the role of Lieutenant Governor to make an impact. And I think it'll work good for me, and it's exactly what the state needs. You
mentioned on your website that the official role of Rhode Island's Lieutenant Governor is very limited. It's not a legislative position, it's not a policy-making position, but yet you just listed off a lot of issues that you want to tackle. How do you see yourself being able to tackle those issues with such limited authority? Oh,
that's actually the biggest challenge of anything in this state, because we're so partisan. And if we tried to address the DCYF, as a for instance, we're going to hit roadblock after roadblock. Being able to provide insight, tools of correcting systems rather than addressing this as my way versus your way will go a long way. Now, the job of Lieutenant Governor has access, and it has the administrative freedom in order to be able to go make a case, to go to the registry and say, hey, registry, you've got a problem, let me help. That's not partisan. That's not policy setting. That is simple administrative stuff that whoever's governor should have addressed over the last 80 years, and not get to the point where if you don't know a guy, you don't get it done.
You say that you are not a politician, which you point to as being a good thing.
I'm not a career politician.
Not a career
Technically,
politician.
Everybody who raises their hand and stands up and says, I want to make a difference, is a politician.
Fair enough, and you did run back in 2018 for Lieutenant Governor. You got about 29% of the vote. What lessons did you learn from that campaign? Well,
tactical things I learned. For instance, things like how to interview, as a for instance. The actual result is that we had a governor who appeared to many people as a nice guy, your neighbor. He's not really that extreme. But as soon as Jane Raimondo left and he got promoted, he very quickly shifted into being a politician and making decisions based on what it's going to take to get reelected rather than doing what's right for the job.
I want to ask you about what you think your interplay, your working relationship would be like with the next governor, especially if they're not a fellow Republican.
And that's been a problem. We've had 3 Republican governors in the last recent memory. Not one of them had a Republican lieutenant governor. We had one Republican lieutenant governor who was an appointee to a Democrat governor. So that is a very high possibility. There are some statutory things that the lieutenant governor can do. Things like he watches over emergency management, watches over Small Business Advisory Council, things like that that are critically important, and you can fill the job entirely with that. But to make real changes, you've got to be able to show yourself not as a partisan hack, not as a career politician who's using it as a stepping stone, or even as a firebrand standing on the soapbox. You've got to be able to knock on the door and people will open it for you and listen. And that's the skill set I bring.
And we've got just about 15 seconds left. Some of the Democrats are running sort of alongside on an unofficial joint ticket with a gubernatorial candidate. Do you think it should be a joint ticket like it is in Massachusetts?
It's nice that it's independent. It does allow the voters to make decisions and trying to make balanced and nuanced choices where they say this governor candidate is just too extreme, let's get a moderate candidate, or let's get a radical lieutenant governor to sort of balance out a moderate governor. So running together makes good political sense, but it makes not necessarily the best sense for the people of Rhode Island.
Republican Paul Pence, thank you so much for being here.
Thrilled to be here. Thank you.
And he is one of 5 candidates running for the office. That includes Republican John Lugo, current Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos, a Democrat who is seeking her first full term in office, as well as Democratic State Senator Cynthia Mendes and Democratic State Rep Deb Ruggiero. And looking ahead to tomorrow, when interim Rhode Island Department of Health Director James McDonald will be joining us for our monthly interview with him. That's coming up tomorrow right here on 12 News at 4.